All right, story time. How you guys been? I know it's been a little bit. Um, this one time I was hanging out with some friends of mine, and we planned to like go and have like a little smoking session or whatever, and it was about four of us, and we pretty much made plans to like, all right, we're all gonna meet up, we're all gonna, cop a little bit, and then gonna roll up and we're gonna smoke. So ideally, trying to figure out how to get over there. Ideally, the plan was to pretty much, we were gonna find some place that was nearby one of our friends' houses, so that way we can walk around and hang out right after, find something to do. Maybe even hit a McDonald's. But essentially what had happened was we all met up, and where am I supposed to go? We all met up and had the idea of like, hey, let's go to this area and we can find somewhere around here. So we're in the car, and as we're driving along, one of my friends is like, hey, you should park over here somewhere. And where he pointed to was this dead end. Now, this is what I'm gonna say. I told him I don't think it's a good idea to park here. It doesn't seem like the smartest idea, because we're right in front of a house and it's at a dead end. Okay, what's going on? Okay, that went nowhere. He can weave everything? Weave that. There we go. So he told the driver, hey, park over here. This is inconspicuous. No one's gonna find us here. And then once we're done rolling up or whatever, we can just walk. We could just get out right here and then walk behind us, because behind us was this park that used to be by my old middle school, and that's where everything kind of started, at least for me back then. But it was not that hidden, especially because we're the dead end. There's a house right there in front of the dead end. Can I not get in? How do I get in? Alright, whatever. So, I was telling him, maybe this isn't such a good idea. I mean, like, this is kind of like just... we're not that much hidden. We're hidden, but we're not hidden enough, I think. So he's like, nah, it'll be just fine. Don't worry about it. Well, okay, if you say so. So, I started rolling up. Everyone else started rolling up, and I finished one, and I was just admiring some of my handiwork. I figured it looked nice. But I was waiting on everybody else to finish rolling up theirs. And just as, we're just about to leave the car because everyone finished rolling up, a cop car pulls up on us. Yes, we see a cruiser, and someone says, yo, cop. And we're just like, okay, all right, play it cool, maybe they're just gonna pass. Nope, we see the signal lights come on, and we see them turn into the dead end and then just park right in front of us. The guy gets out, and it's this black gentleman who comes up. For some reason, he comes up to my window. He doesn't come up to anybody else's window. He comes up to my window in the back seat. I'm sitting behind the passenger seat. So, as as he's getting out of the car and everything, before he even gets to me, I just I panicked and kind of just stuffed my J into the back seat. Like, you know how they have that compartment behind the passenger seat and the and the driver's seat. So I stuffed, the J down there, not thinking anything of it. Like, oh shoot, like this is just reaction, And I just remember him coming up to my not driver's side seat, to the seat behind the passenger seat and going, "What we smoking tonight, boys?" All of us are looking dumbfounded, like, "What the smoke? What do you mean? We don't do that. We're here for Bible study." He sees through our BS and he's just like, "Come on, I smell it. What's going on?" And all of us shook our heads, we're like hanging our head in shame. We're like, "Oh man, you got us." Yeah, we're rolling up, just like that. And ideally, some of you might think, "Oh, I could have gotten away with that." It's like, no, dude. Like, we were smoking something that was about as loud as like Rasputia or whatever at 7 a.m. with hot Cheetos on her breath. But pretty much, he told us, "All right, everyone got out the car." So we all got out the car one by one, and he was pretty much like, "All right, so we're gonna do a search." We were younger. We were around like early 20s, maybe younger than that, maybe like just 18, 19. I forget, but I do know that he pretty much searched the car, and I think the guy that was driving, because it was my friend's car, but his friend was driving it at the time. So, not really sure why. Oh shoot! Hey, how you doing? So pretty much, he was driving the car, and we were like, okay. We all got out the car and lined up. We all lined up, and they started searching through the car. So as they're searching through the car, we're all like kind of like giving each other a look, like, ah, shoot, like are they? This night's ruined, So I'm thinking, I'm like, shoot, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna get like in big trouble, whatever? Because this was before, or no, this was slightly after legalization, but it was still like within a certain amount, So if we had more than a certain amount in our state, then we can get a pretty hefty fine for it. So that's what ended up happening, because they found what was about 3.5 grams, and we got in trouble, and they were like, "So who's gonna claim this?" And well, I'm not gonna claim it, obviously. It's I'm not gonna take the fall for it. I only had like about 1 gram. And other people were like, "Well, that's not mine." And we all knew who it was, but we knew that he couldn't take the blame because he already had, I think at the time he had his license revoked, and if he took the claim, that's an even heftier fine. So we're trying to figure out like who's gonna take it, So the guy that was in the driver's seat claimed that it was his. He says, it's mine, whatever. Like, I'll take the blame. It's mine. And it was a good thing he did that too, because had the person who actually owned the vehicle, did claim that it was his, even though it was his, he would have been in a lot more trouble than anybody else. How am I supposed to get that? But anyways, he pretty much, he took the blame, and he was like, yeah, it's mine or whatever. And They're like, okay, so we're gonna write you a ticket, and then you can fight this in court or whatever, but you're gonna have to go to court and you're gonna have to, take whatever repercussions that come with this, and see if you can, figure your way out of paying the fine. But more than likely, you're gonna have to pay the fine. So he took the blame, and that was everything that we had, pretty much. So, that was found in the glove compartment. So, like, had they thought a little bit faster or whatever, they could have probably threw it out the window or something. But he made us pretty much step on it. Not, all at the same time. It's not like he lined us up and was just like, hey, you plant your right foot there, and then once you're done, you plant your left foot there. It wasn't nothing like that. But he did tell us that we needed to get rid of it, and that's what we had to do. So that night was ruined, as far as we knew, and we're like, shoot, what are we gonna do now? Well, night's over pretty much. Ain't no move after this, we had all our stuff planned, and we could still go and grab something to eat and just hang out or whatever, but at that point we were just like, nah, our night's pretty much done. At least that's what we thought. So the guy who took the blame, he ended up driving one of my friends back home. Sorry, I said there was 4 of us. There was actually 5 of us. So he ended up driving one friend back, and then the guy who owned the car, he actually he got back in the car and he drove the other guy back who was originally driving, and then it was just the 3 of us, right? Now we're dropping off the second to the last person, which was the guy who lived the furthest. Now he lives about 20-30 minutes away, and we pretty much were like, all right, well, he's he lives the furthest, so it's just gonna be a while before we get back, and we're just talking. We're like, damn, man, that was everything. We could have had a decent night or whatever with the boys, and he's in this, I'm back in my regular seat, and then soon as we get back to where the second to the last guy to be dropped off, because the last guy would have been me to drop off, as soon as we get back, something occurred to me, and I was just like, wait a sec, hold on. I go into the pocket that sits behind your seat from the passenger or the driver's seat, and I dug in there, and I'm like, I wonder, because he found the bag, but did he find? Wait a sec, I feel something at the bottom, like my fingers graze something at the bottom of the pocket, and I'm like, could it be? And I whipped it out. It was the J that I rolled before we got caught. They didn't find it. So I was like, oh, no way. The night was somewhat saved, although multiple people had to kind of go home and stuff like that because we believed the night was over. As it turns out, it could still somewhat continue. So we grabbed it. I pulled it out. As soon as we parked up close to where he lived, we went to a better space because the guy that originally picked the space before was no longer with us, and I remember giving him a look too, like, I told you. I gave him the I told you so stank eye or whatever. And yeah, pretty much we were rolling up and everything like that. Well, not rolling up, sorry. We were sparking up and everything. And yeah, we were just happy that it was like, shoot, things could have gone so much more south. You know, that was the worst of it. But at least now we can, enjoy the rest of the night without any more mishaps or any more missteps. And yeah, that's pretty much it. See ya.